Hi there, welcome to part 3 of this three-part series on studying abroad after class 12th, a series of videos where I talk about the various factors that you might need to consider, in your decision to apply to a university abroad. In today's video, I'm going to talk about costs and scholarship, right? So how much is it going to cost you, and what are alternatives that you might look at in order to fund your education abroad. All right, let's talk about costs to begin with. Now the typical cost of studying at a university abroad includes many different costs, but the most significant of these is the cost of tuition. Now, the average cost of studying at a university abroad comes to about 10 to 30 lakhs per annum, and when this is an average number, the actual cost for you might actually vary depending on which country you apply to, which course or program that you're applying for, how coveted, how competitive that is. Also depends on the kind of university you're applying to. Is it a public university? Is it a private university? Because public universities tend to cost less. Private universities tend to be much more expensive on your pocket. And finally, it also depends on where the university is situated, not just the country that it is in, but also the specific region where it is, because costs might significantly vary, both in terms of tuition and especially in terms of overall living cost. Because whether it's housing or travel and food, all of these aspects are very closely linked to the kind of locality that you live in, that your university happens to be in, right? So do consider those factors, but at a broad level, at an average level, I'd say budget about between 10 to 30 lakhs, depending on how highly ranked your university is going to be, and where and what kind of university it is, right? In terms of living costs, what should you budget? Well, in terms of living costs, it's broadly going to be about $800 to $1,200 per annum per month. Sorry, if you're studying in the US. If you're studying in the UK, then look at a ballpark figure about 1,000 to 1,300 sterling pound per month. And while I think increasingly there's also a great interest to study in Canada, especially by undergraduate programs. So if you're going to do that, then budget about 800 to 1,000 Canadian dollars on a monthly basis, right? So that's what you're going to look at. Obviously, chances are that the program that you're applying for, the university that you're applying for, also offers plenty of funding opportunities, which includes scholarships or other kind of funding opportunities in terms of part-time work and so on and so forth. So that's something that I'm going to talk about next. Now, funding support is extremely important. In fact, most students I know make it almost a mandatory sort of self requirement to win some sort of financial assistance, whether it's in terms of a scholarship or whether it's some other part-time opportunity or assistantship that you could get. Now, the sources of scholarships are four types, right? Now, there are scholarships which are available from the Indian government, and this could be linked to which part of the world you're going to, and whether the government of India has a close relationship with that country or not. And in fact also whether there's a reciprocal arrangement with that country in terms of education. The second source of funding is one provided by the host country itself. Most countries in the in the EU tend to have agreements with Indian governments and local governments, and these agreements entail specific scholarships that you might get from the host country. So that's something that you should look at. The third source of funding is the university itself. There are plenty of grants and plenty of foundations set up at the university level which could support your education, and you need to check out the kind of eligibility criteria that they have. But there's going to be a long list of scholarships available at a university level. So whichever university you choose to apply to, do check out their funding page, to check out the kind of scholarships and grants that have been established that you could actually avail of. And last but not the least are opportunities available within your own department. And these could be specific to the area of specialization that you choose. It could also be linked to, the kind of work that you're willing to put in, the kind of commitment that you're willing to put in, and the kind of, support, external support that, patrons and donors provide, right? So four kinds of broad funding opportunities available to a candidate, available to a bachelor's candidate from India. But obviously, this also means that there's plenty of research that you might need to conduct, plenty of knowledge that you might need to gather before applying to a university, because all of this could be factors into your choice to apply to a particular geography, to a particular country, and to specific universities in that countries, right? And for that reason, I'd recommend that starting early is almost mandatory, right? Now, in previous videos, I did talk about starting at least 8 months in advance of the application deadlines, and that happens to be around the month of summer months in India, which is just about now. March, April is when this research work should begin, and this step of figuring out which are favorable destinations which offer me the best kind of funding support that I seek. Remember that universities and programs that you're applying for could actually include scholarships within the main application, which means that a lot of times you end up applying to a university and automatically get considered for all the scholarships that the university actually offers, right? And besides that, there are other opportunities that you might have to specifically apply for. That you might need to create a separate application, maybe write separate essays and letters of motivation for why you deserve this particular scholarship, and so those are going to be separate. So there's both automatic consideration and separate applications for scholarships that you might have to get through, right? So all of this sort of underscores the value of applying early, doing your own research, and gathering and speaking to the right set of people. And while it can make all the difference between just applying and creating a really, really high impact on the admission committees, and once you win their favor, it's easier to obviously for you to get funding support and scholarships and any other opportunities that the university might have to lessen your burden. Now, I did talk about speaking to the right people, and that's where I think we at Mentors Capital can really support your aspirations. We have a very, very diverse pool of mentors, and these are mentors who walk this exact same path that you wish to walk, and they can really share their experiences and make you take better choices, better decisions, and just tweak your applications in a manner that will make it more suited to succeed. Well, our services span the entire gamut of things that you might need in your admission journey, which includes preparing for the SAT or language requirements, like the IELTS or the TOEFL. We can also help you, handhold you through the entire process of choosing geographies, universities, programs, and the like. But also, once you've made that decision, help you create the best possible narrative, personal narrative that sort of stitches together your experiences and portrays it in the best possible manner to the AdCom, and get you the coveted admit, and maybe even funding support, maybe even scholarships and assistantships that would go a long way in lessening your burden, your financial burden. So all in all, I think our services can really make a big difference. So do give me a shout if you feel the need for any kind of advice, for any kind of support, and the link in the description will help you connect with us. So do that. And if you like this video, if you want me to make more such videos, or if you have any suggestions for me, do give me a thumbs up, do comment on this video, do share it in your circles. I sincerely wish you all the very best in your admission journeys, and I hope to see you back on my channel regularly, and hope that you will encourage me with your own comments and your own words of advice. Thank you. Wish you all the very best, and hope to see you soon.